Howdy, folks. So, what's going on with the Tower of Ivory campaign? All right. So here's the thing. I'm not ending it or anything like that. But I've not been in the best place mentally for the past several months. It's just everything was going on in 2020 is really weighing down and just draining me. And that combined with the writer's block I've been having for about a year or so, it's just sort of made things actually not recording, but actually getting stuff prepped to the point where I can run hard. It's not, it's just, which is uncommon for me, shall we say. I've been running tabletop games on and off since the mid 80s. And it's a little distressing to me that I can be this thrown off my game. Um, but that it is what it is. I'm just mentally exhausted. But I do enjoy actually running games with this group, and I love this batch of characters. I've just the problem is honestly the problem I've been having is I just don't have a cohesive story that I want to tell. So, a little insight in the way I game master for those who aren't aware of it. In general, I don't have a week to week super plotted out adventure. Depends on the game system. Like if I'm running D&D, like I will generally have some encounters planned out if I can. If I can. This is at least what I've done historically. I've not run D&D in a long time. But for games like Feng Shui and other stuff like that, where it's a little bit more freeform, I I don't have as much raw planned out ahead of time. I do have some usually. I'll have a few maps set up ahead of time sometimes, or what have you. And the maps in Feng Shui are there for visual sort of cues to the players, more sort of to set the mood than a sort of tactical positioning. But that's irrelevant. As a general rule of thumb, the way I work is as a game master is I have an overarching plot sort of skeleton. I've got a beginning point, an end point, and a few plot points I want to hit along the way. And then I adapt things to the player characters' backgrounds and their actions, and I hang a week to week thing on this skeleton. That as long as occasionally it'll be off this way, but we're still moving in the general direction I've got thought out. Sometimes that'll have to change because the end point, it turns out, doesn't work with the player characters. That happens sometimes, and that's fine. It's great. But if I don't have even an idea of an overarching sort of arc, I can't even shift that endpoint because I don't have it. It's just not there. And that's sort of the problem I have with the Tower of Ivory game. Is that I don't have. I didn't when I started it. Like I came up with a concept for a start point, um, and that was as it's probably the strongest episode we've done because I had a really thought out idea of where we were starting. The problem was I don't have an idea of where we're going. So I've been making shit. I mean, I generally make shit up on the fly. That's one of the things I'm good at as a game master. But since I don't have a plan, I have to make up more shit than usual, and it's taxing and tiring. And when I'm feeling creatively bankrupt, on top of that, it's just hard. So, what does this mean, though? All of this. I do want to keep running the game because, as I said, I do like the characters a lot. Like, I really like the. And I don't just mean the player characters. Like, I really love the player characters. I think they're great. I like some of the NPCs I've come up with a lot, like a lot. And I want to keep using them. But I'm at a point where I can't realistically give a definitive. We're going to be running every week at this time. Um, I can't do it right now. I'm just not in a place creatively where I can do that, let alone anything else. So I've talked to the players about this, got a lot off my chest, and I was not feeling good when I started talking about it, but I'm feeling better now, which is good. And that's part of the advantage of talking about shit. Like letting things just bottle up doesn't help. At least not me. It might help some. From what I understand, it's not a good thing in general. Like talking about shit helps. But at any rate, the important bit is I got it out there, and I basically said I can't commit to running weekly. I can't commit to running bi-weekly. So because I just don't know. So what we're going to be doing, uh, all this preamble stuff out of the way. What we have, I actually do have a plan, yeah. Which is this: we're going to be basically running when I actually have the energy and plan to do so. I'm basically going to let the players know on Tuesdays if I'm going to be up for it, because they need a little bit of lead time. Like part of the reason I was sort of really down about this was that I don't want to basically tell them last minute, oh, by the way, we can't run. I'd rather have it more set up that like I've got a deadline point ahead of time, and they know that on a week by week basis we might not be running. Um, so basically, releases of Tower of Ivory are going to be erratic. Just letting everybody know this. For those of you who are watching and enjoying this, I'm sorry that we can't be on a regular schedule right now. Um, and there may be periods of time where I've come with something that's going to carry me through like multiple sessions in a row, and I'm good to go to do that, and bam, 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 we're good. And there may be times where I'm like, I got nothing for a month. I'm hoping to try to average out roughly bi-weekly, and I'd like to move back to where I can actually run weekly, but that's not going to happen right now, I don't think. We'll see. Um, in the meantime, I don't know what else is going to be going on tabletop gaming wise. I'm not going to be running anything else right now. I have some ideas for stuff I'd love to do if I had the creative energy and I was in a good, I was actually had the raw energy to run multiple games at once, which I used to do, and I kind of miss doing that because I like game mastering. I like the creative process. I like telling stories. I'm not a writer is the problem. So so to get that the creative storytelling out of my head, tabletop RPGs is the way I do that. I'm not a writer. Wish I was to some degree, but I've tried it. I've tried my hand at it. It's not my thing. Um, yeah. But yeah, so I have a couple of campaign ideas that are kicking around in my head that I'd love to run, and one of them I don't have a system for it, and one of them I had a system for it, but have decided I want to shift systems, and because there's another system I discovered I like better for roughly the general concept, but there are some details in the new system that require some tweaks to the setting and et cetera, et cetera. But like I'm nowhere near ready to run on like that. But yeah, long story short, back to the thing. Tower Ivory will be back. I don't know when. I'm hoping within a week or two for the next session. It depends on whether I'm inspired by if I can come up with an arc going forward from where we left off, um, that I actually want to do and think will actually be interesting and fun for the players. Where I'm at right now with where we left off, I'm not sold on it right now. There are a couple of ideas in there I think are okay, but I think I dropped the ball in there somewhere, and it just doesn't feel right. Like my setup for where I'm going with it just felt off, and I'm not sure how to fix it. Anywho, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for who've been watching. I really do appreciate you guys. I love any and all feedback I get from you guys. In the meantime, Yeah, I will also let you guys know if there's any new game stuff coming up in future. I don't know when that'll be. Like if I'd like a new campaign of any sort, like if I'm involved as a player and it'll get recorded and uploaded somewhere, I'll let everybody know because I want to support the other game masters out there that if someone's running a game that I'm playing in, I want them to get their credit because my God, I actually get to play. It's like I'm playing in a weekly Feng Shui 2 game with some friends off stream, having a lot of fun with that. Though that campaign is coming close to wrapping up, I think. So we're sort of thinking about what to do in future. I'm hoping they're not going to ask me to run again because I game master a lot, and I think that's part of my issue is that I'm just burned out from running games for over 30 years at this point. Anyways, thank you everybody. I really do appreciate you all. I hope this isn't too much of a disappointment, but it's what it is, and it's the way things got to be for me to be able to run going forward. Because I do want to run more, and I enjoy it when I actually am in the process of doing it. It's just getting to the point where I'm actually up to running right now is not the easiest. Um, eh. Thank you everybody for listening, though. I hope this was whatever. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be happening. I wish I did. I'll be streaming more video games. I'm basically probably going to be streaming most weekdays from around about 2 p.m. Eastern until 6:30, 7 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that range. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesdays. If I'm not involved in tabletop during that period, then I'll be streaming. And I'll be streaming some Saturdays and maybe some Sundays. I don't know yet. Well, the weekends are going to be up in the air, wee. But yeah, and I might throw some random evening streams in if I'm feeling up to it. But yeah, so I'll be streaming video games and shit during all this because I do that anyways. That's yeah. So if you are interested in checking out my stream, twitch.tv/mechajam. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, listening, and give me your ears. And thank you for tuning in for the campaigns. I hope you guys hope you still have fun with them. Like the old recordings too. Like I like to think I've done some good shit in the past, and I wish some of the older stuff had better audio quality and recording. Because some of the older games, I'm really proud of some of the stuff we did. Really proud of the Star Wars game. I think that's one of the best I've done on stream. Shadowland was really good for most of its run. Star City had some of my absolute best work, honestly. And yeah, and I've had a few cool ideas here and there, and had some fun with a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So, question for the people who are listening to this video, actually, let's end this on a more interesting note. If you're listening and enjoyed, and you've listened to my other campaigns, are there any particular moments from the other games that you thought were particularly interesting and got either questions about them or things you want to talk about them, or just think this is really cool, or what have you? I'd love to hear it, just because I'm interested to know what people who aren't involved in the games kind of what they're getting out of it, because it's just one of those things I find fascinating, and I'm curious. So yeah, if you got ideas for that, let me know. I'd love to hear it. In response to someone from the previous video who asked me about a map for the world map for this game. Yeah, no, I don't have a map for this at all. I'm making that shit up as I'm going. Because I had a concept for the thing. Like I could make a map, but I kind of want to keep things a bit flexible for it, so I can throw things in. I might go back and do a map. I don't know. The other fantasy setting I'm working on right now has a map, and it's going to have I need to make it more detailed at some point. I'm working on a big fantasy setting that I've got some really cool ideas for that I have no idea if I'm ever going to get a chance to run. But I like world building, so yeah. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you, everybody, again. And I will see you all in the next video, whenever that might be. Yeah, there'll be some. So I'll be uploading some other videos. Not sure what yet. We'll see. But yeah, thank you everybody.